Welcome back to Lane Switching. Today, I'm here with my guest, none other than YTS Jaypop. Welcome to the Whim IG. How you doing
Well,
today?
I'm blessed. How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling, bro. Chilling. So, let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing and, life before music.
Uh, life before music, I grew up here, but I was born in like Africa and shit. Came here when I was 13, and I started doing music like basically seriously after high school and shit, you know. But now we just like working like just mostly work, music and shit, just trying to get my footing out there, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. So my background is basically Africa and grew up in Ottawa and shit. Yeah.
So, when exactly did you start making music? What year was that?
Like really go into music
Yeah.
basically was like 2016, I would say, because one of my boys used to do music, but it wasn't really serious like that for me. So it's just like, tagging along, just like when they go to the stool, I just be right there with them, not taking it serious. But one day we made this track, so all the guys were like, fuck, you should started doing it, seriously. So I hop on it like seriously in 2019. That's when I actually started doing like my own music and shit.
And what do you think made you, why did you start taking it seriously?
Cause it was just like way too like cope with shit, Just like way too like sometimes when you bored and shit, I used to use music just to kind of take that boredom for me,
Yeah. Fill up the
So
free time.
yeah, basically, But it wasn't really deep like that. It was just like for fun. Later on, it started getting, serious, making good music, So I started working on trying to make better music, not only just for fun and shit. That was just like 2019, 18, that years. That's when I started like, trying to take it deeply serious and shit.
Most definitely. And what do you think inspires you to make music, whether it's the people that surround you or just your day-to-day life?
People who surround me, most of my friends are like, they're like music lovers and shit, So like they inspire me. Like if they hear some new shit, they put me on, So like they keep me like going when it comes to the music. Sometimes I be getting lazy. I don't want to do it and shit, but it just kind of remind me of like you gotta keep pushing, slow by slow, So friends and people around me actually like motivate me the most, like to go actually do it like that.
For sure. And you're a part of YTS.
Yes.
What is YTS, and who are the other members?
YTS is like a collective and shit, It's not serious. Just like bunch of guys who like music, and not only music, like if you're into other stuff, like if you like fashion, if you like designs and shit, like most of my crew is like based on that type of movement, It's a collective, it's not no group. Everybody do most of their work individually, but we come together just to support and shit, So Gino, that's one of my guy. G Frezo, MYK, Tango, and Sino. There's a lot of guys, but they're not in the forefront like that. But only two of my guys are really on the forefront like that when it comes to music and shit. But the rest do some other shit, Like Gino and Gifrezo, mostly they're the one like mostly doing music with me and shit. The rest is just like, background support and shit.
For sure. And I think with a lot of hip hop collectives, you see that is that like maybe it might be a handful of guys, like 2 to 4 guys who actually do the music stuff and put their faces out there. But a lot of guys are, behind the scenes doing just as important work. And whether it's not work with the music, and whether it's the business or, fashion and potentially working on merchandise and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Very important.
That's the goal basically with the YTS and shit. It's basically like guys who really want to do music go into it, and guys who really not comfortable doing it, so they just do other stuff that they're really good at. So we just keep it like diverse and shit. It can just be everybody music and shit. Yeah, so that's the mission, that YTS guys are really like aiming for and shit.
For sure. And I think you see with a lot of groups out here in Ottawa, it's strictly Ottawa members. But for
Yeah,
you guys are kind of a mix. You guys have, Ottawa, but as well Montreal. Can you speak a little bit about that Montreal connection?
yeah.
You know,
The Montreal connection came out about it's like one of my boy, Jeffrezo and shit, because he's from there. So he recently moved over here like a couple years ago, like 2-3 years ago. So he wanted to do music and shit. So one of my guy, introduced it to me, and Jeffrezo was like, I really want to do this shit. So I'm like, yo, bro, let's work together and shit, as a support, support artist to artist supporting each other and shit. So that that's the how that connection came about. So his neighborhood and shit start fucking with us, So Etio, those other guys, that's his friends and shit. So we all linked up, and just became like, we just became friends and shit, It's not mostly music because some of them does music and some of them don't really take it serious like that, But they're actually talented and shit. So that's the goal,
for real.
Just to
And
bring people together,
for
Can be
real.
just the same city, City, we gotta involve other people so, can be a bigger and better mission and shit.
Most definitely. And for people who have never listened to you, I guess I could describe your sound as it's a I don't know. It seems to me like it's heavily drill influenced.
Yes.
Would you say that? Like, how would you describe your sound?
Yeah, my sound is basically mostly like drill, like influenced because of like the music I used to listen to before, like I really like rap myself, I used to listen to Chief Keef, all the Chicago drill type. So when that shit transitioned to like UK drill, I was still like on that vibe. So when I started doing music, it just became like naturally, just to happen those type of beat because that's what I regularly listen to. But that's why it's kind of mixed melodic and drill like that because I like to mix it up because I listen to a lot of shit too, like R&B, like different type of songs and shit, just different type of genre, just to keep myself diverse, my sound. But drill is basically mostly influenced on my sound, because the shit I used to listen to back in high school and shit, you know.
That's dope. And right now, like, who are you listening to? Like, who are some
Right
go-to
now,
artists?
the people I listen to like on a regular base is like 26 AR, like some Afro beat like Burna Boy. Like sometimes I listen to what's the guy? Like most of the US rappers like NLE Chop I used to listen to him a lot of time. Ghana I used to be into that, Young Thug I used to be into that. And what's the guy again? What his name? Yeah, Diddy Osama, niggas. So a lot of
Sure.
people from New York, like D Tang, what's his name? K Flock,
B-Love.
Bilal. Yeah, I fuck with Bilal
Yeah.
heavy, Bilal. D Tang is like one of my favorite. Though I ain't gonna lie, I
Yeah.
fuck with D Tang more. Yeah, basically just the guys I listen to mostly, And the new upcoming, I'm into like underground type of music, I don't really focus myself on mainstream artists so much like that because sometimes it gets too repetitive,
For sure.
So I want a new sound, new everything, That's why I listen to mostly underground artists that people don't really hear about and shit.
Yeah, and speaking on underground artists, you've already, you could consider yourself underground
Yeah.
artists, and same as all the other members of YTS that you've,
Yeah.
previously worked with. Outside of those guys, and obviously doesn't have to just be Ottawa, but who would you like to work with in the future?
In the future, like I won't be like specific one person because I want to work with a lot of people. Mostly like in the future, I would say ASAP Rocky, bro. I fuck with ASAP Rocky because the structure they have is this type of structure I like, when it comes to like collective type of group music and shit, because this group is like I'm basically trying to emulate, why ASAP and the mob does and shit. So ASAP, I would say Tyler the Creator too, because he's a funny guy. I like him. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
And I think what's kind of similar with YTS and the ASAP mob is that it's like ASAP was one of the first ever crews in music that incorporated not only just the music but the fashion.
Yes.
They push fashion more, I would say, than any
And
other rap
anything
collective.
else, yeah, the look. I like the look, the professional aesthetic and shit. That's what I'm into. That's why I fuck with them, because it's just like they have that look, just distincts to them, It's like you can't, when you see them mob, it's just them, So I'm trying to make the same shit, just work on our shit, so we can just give our own look and give the city their own look, So we can have because Ottawa, it doesn't have their look yet, So we're looking for that, So that's why we're experimenting mostly on like drill and stuff like that. But I actually do melodic and stuff. Song, I'm a singer. I rap. I write most of my shit. So I'm trying to actually work on my sound so it can just be different.
For sure. And I guess, what do you think separates the Ottawa hip hop scene in comparison to other cities in Canada?
Yeah, Ottawa is like, the music scene is too small. It's like all the people that do music is like, you can pick them, like you can count them by number, and the outlets are not there yet, a lot of places have places you can go, people like put you out there, like radio, stuff like that. Ottawa is too small for that. So a lot of people like not really, they kind of, shun the rappers here, because we kind of like, we coming up, but the like the amount of like influence is not there yet. So we're trying to like, get the city on our back, So that's the thing, we gotta work hard and shit, so we can put our sound to the city so people can just support them.
Most definitely. And I think what separates Ottawa from other cities is that a lot of rappers and even the guys who are getting bigger streams out here, a lot of these guys take it as a hobby.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong as it just being, something to take, time out of your day to go to the studio, make a track, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's
but
like a lifestyle.
There's so many people in Toronto and Montreal and other big cities in Canada that just, they take it more seriously because they have motivation, because they actually have outlets putting on for them. And they are going to get a return. Whereas in Ottawa, you got to spend more than you're going to make.
Yeah, that's the thing, you got to spend more on the stool and stuff like that. And there's no that much support.
Not a lot of
even from yourself, you're not putting that energy. You treating it as a hobby, not like a business or something shit,
Yeah.
Not like a career, a lot of them are not treating it like a career, So that's why we work, even me too, I kind of be slacking, because I treat it sometimes, I'm like, damn, let me take it serious, but I just get lazy and shit. I'll be like, fuck. I just like, I'm not dropping and shit. It'd be like months and shit. People were telling me, oh, you gotta drop. But now I'm trying to take, trying to put myself to that, point that I can like treat it as as a career, not like a hobby and shit.
For sure. And I think in due time, Ottawa will get, more attention. And I think there'll be more media outlets putting on for artists. So there will be that motivation.
I can see like people like you, coming up out here, just by yourself, no one is helping you. You see, that's how it starts, just supporting the underground, because the underground always bring the good energy, And the underground people always blow up and become, legends and shit. So this actually a good opportunity, the things you're doing, just going, just letting the people know like there are actually people out here, trying to do the music, seriously and shit.
Appreciate that. For real. How did you actually get the name Jaypop? Where does that name come from?
Jaypop? I didn't get it from nobody. I just gave it to myself because I already have a different name, when I like everybody know me for my different name, you know, Capitan and shit. You know, when I was like younger and shit. J-pop came about, you know, because like pop stand for my pop, you know. I lost my pop when I was younger, so because my middle name is Jay. Joseph is short for Joseph, so I just put J and pop, you know, just for my dad and shit. And the YTS means Young True Star. That's the the initial for the whole crew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like we young and we true stars and shit. Basically like that. That's how the name came about. That's how the name came about, you know. Just by me like trying to find myself, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you've since you've been releasing music, you dropped numerous you know, pretty dope visuals. Lots of visuals you dropped. Do you have a favorite?
My favorite is like this one video I did is called like Billie Jean. That video was actually the aesthetics I liked it. Was actually because me I'm like into visuals and shit. I wanna like when I do shit I wanna like actually represent it, you know, on everything, you know, like video, music, you know. Yeah, so the like graphics too. You know, the video gotta look proper. So like I like working with people who are like creative, you know, when it comes to visuals and shit. Because yeah, when your video catch people's eyes and shit. So when someone sees something that I never see before, you know, it keeps it in his memory, you know. That's why, you know, people, you know, remember like your song and shit, you know. You might have a whack song, but people might remember your video, you know.
For sure. And I think that Billie Jean video is dope because it's just, I think the simplicity of it, and it's dark, and it just, there's not a lot of colors, there's not a lot of distractions. It's just strictly about the music, and it just kind of shows off who you are as an artist and who you move with.
For sure.
So now we're kind of approaching the end of 2022. We're going into 2023. What can we expect for you for the rest of this year? And what can we expect going into the new year?
I expect like more work and more like diverse music, you know, not only like drill type of team, but mix it up, you know, with different type of beats and shit. Because I'm trying to, I have like different type of songs in different type of genre and shit. It's not only drill, so I'm trying to put that shit out there, you know, so people can see the diversity, you know, that like I'm working on, you know, just trying to work on unique type of sounds, you know. That's why I'm like next year, this year, like we only have like 2 months left, so prepare for like different type of sound, you know, coming from us.
Most definitely. So where can the people find you on social media?
Just on my IG, like is YTS Jaypop. That's my IG. And my Snap is JWorld30K. I'm now on other platforms. The rest is when it comes to Twitter, I'm not on that. It's only IG and Snap, basically, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. So that was the YTS Jaypop interview. I'm DF2. That's YTS
Jaypop right here, bro. Appreciate it, guys, bro. Tune into the channel, bro. Just support the guy, bro. He's actually doing a major thing out here, bro.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. For real. That was the interview. Lane switching.
Take care, guys.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.